Hello students, the question is asking 27 drops of same size are charged at 220 volt each. Now they combine to form a bigger drop. So calculate the potential of the bigger drop. And student, this question comes from NEET 2021. Now students, if I am talking about the question, so here students we have given 27 small drops. We can say let each has a charge small q and the radius will be small r, and we have total 27 drops of small. So students, we can say the potential of each drop is given as 220. That means the potential, the formula of potential is kq by r, which is equals to, this is 220 volt. Now students, this 27 drops are combined and made a bigger drop. Let the bigger drop having a radius will be capital R, and the charge, if I am talking about charge, so we can say this is 27 of q, because of each have a q, so we can say 27 balls has a charge will be 27 q. Now if I am talking about r and small r, so we can say volume of 27 drop is equals to volume of bigger drop. That means it is 27 multiplied by 4 by 3 pi r cube is equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. That means 4 by 3 pi cancel. So this one is r is equals to 3r. R is equals to small 3r. So this is our radius, which is r is equals to 3r. Now students, if I am talking about potential of bigger drop, so here we can say I have roughed that portion and we have find the potential across bigger. So we can say potential of bigger is kq by r, and this is q is what, 27q, and r, capital R is 3 times of small r, so this is 3r, so this one is 9kq by r. What sense? 9kq by r, and the value of kqr by is 220, so we can say this is 9 multiplied by 220, so its comes will be 1980 volt. When we have solved that, so this is 1980 volt, which is 1980 volt. That means the answer is option number 3, which is 1980 volt is correct answer for this question. Thank you. Hello students, the question is, in the product f is equals to q v cross b, the value of this is this, and for q is equals to 1, v is equals to something, and f is equals to something. So what will be the complete expression for b? So basically we have find the expression of b. Friends, if I am talking about equation we have given, which is f is equals to q, the value of q is 1, and b cross v. What sense? B cross v. And the value of v we have put, so f is given as 4i cap minus of 20j cap plus 12k cap is equals to v. V is, I am saying that the value of v we have given, which is 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 6k cap cross by, this is b I cap plus b j cap plus b naught k cap. Now students, we have solved that and we have compared from the LHS. So now if I am talking about by RHS, we have solved RHS. So RHS is by determinant method, it is I cap, j cap, k cap, and this is 2, 4, 6. This is 2, 4, 6, and this is b naught. We have solved that, so we can say this is I cap, and this one is 4b naught minus of 6b minus of j cap. So this one is 2b naught minus of 6b. This is j cap, so 2b naught minus of 6b, okay, plus k cap, and this one is 2b naught minus of 4b, 2b minus of 4b, that means this is minus of 2b. So we have simplified it, so we can say this is 4b naught minus of 6b I cap minus of 2b naught minus of 6b j cap and minus of 2b k cap. What, students? 2b k cap. Now if I am talking about comparing, so students, here we have compare both the sides. So by comparing, first of all, if I am talking about k cap, so we can say k cap will be 12. So this one is 12 is equals to minus of 2b, that means the value of b is come, this is minus 6. b is equals to minus 6. Now if I am talking about I cap, or we can say j cap, so j cap will be what? J cap is 2b naught minus of 6b is equals to 20, because of this is minus and this is also be minus, so this one is equals to 20. Now we have put the values of b, which is minus 6, which is minus 6. So we have rough this portion and we have find the value of v naught. So here this is 2b naught is equals to 20 plus 6b. 6b, that means this is 36, or we can say minus 36. This is minus of 36. So this one is comes minus 16, that means the value of b naught is comes, this is minus 8. What sense? Minus 8. So we have calculated the value of b is minus 6 and b naught is minus 8. Now if I am talking about b, so b we have given that b vector is given that b I cap plus b j cap, that means this is minus of 6 I cap minus of 6 j cap and b naught k cap, that means minus of 8 k cap. So this is our b. Now if we check which option will be correct, so here we can say only the option 1 is correct answer for this question. Thank you. Hello students, the question is asking two conducting circular loops of radius r1 and r2 are placed in the same plane with their centers coincide. If r1 is greater than r2, the mutual inductance M between them will be directly proportional to what we have find, the mutual inductance. Now students, if I am talking about mutual inductance, so mutual inductance is the phi 2 by I1, that means flux of second coil upon 1. Students, if I am talking about the situation, so situation is like there is a loop, let the current I1 is flowing and there is a small loop having a radius of R2 and a bigger loop has a radius of R1, and given as R1 is greater than R2. Now students, if I am talking about magnetic field due to a bigger loop, so we can say magnetic field due to a bigger loop, which is B1 is equals to mu naught I1 upon 2 R1, and this magnetic field is passing through a smaller loop which having the radius will be R2. That means the flux, if I am talking about flux which is passing through the second coil is phi 2 is equals to B1 dot A2. B1 is mu naught I1 upon 2 R1 and A2 area of second coil, which is pi R2 square. Now if I am talking about phi 2 upon I1, so this is phi 2 upon I1 is given as, is calculated as mu naught pi R2 square upon 2 R1. So this is our what? This is our mutual inductance. Now from this equation we have clearly see that the mutual inductance M is directly proportional to R2 square upon R1. R2 square upon R1. If we check which option will be correct here, so here we can say only the answer is correct is option number 3, which is R2 square by R1. Thank you. Hello students, the question is asking three resistors having resistance R1, R2 and R3 are connected as shown in the figure. Now the ratio of I3 by I1 of current in terms of resistance used in the circuit is. Basically students, we have given a circuit, there is a current I1 is flowing and it is divided into two currents, which is I2 and I3. Now students, if I am talking about I3, so we have directly find I3 by current division rule, which is used in a parallel combination. So we can say I3 is equals to R2 upon R2 plus R3 and net current, which is I1. So this one is I1. So now the ratio of I3 upon I1 is R2 upon R2 plus R3. So this is the ratio of I3 by I1, which is R2 upon R2 plus R3. Now we have checked which option will be correct here. So here students, we can say the option which is correct is option number 1, R2 upon R2 plus R3 is correct answer for this question. Thank you. Hello students, the question is asking, from a circular ring of mass m and radius r, an arc corresponding to 90-degree sector is removed. Now the moment of inertia of the remaining part of the ring about an axis passing through the center of the ring and perpendicular to the plane of the ring is k times of mr square. Find the value of k. What we have find students? The value of k. Students, if I am talking about a ring, so we can say initially we have this ring. Now we have removed the 1/4 part and mass of the total ring is capital M. So the remaining ring, if I am talking about remaining ring here, this is remaining ring. So we can say remaining is this. Now the mass, if I am talking about mass, so we can say mass of this 3/4 m. If I am talking about moment of inertia for this ring, so we can say about O point, which is center. So we can say moment of inertia is mr square for ring. So this one is 3/4 m is mass and r square. So we can say I naught is equals to 3/4 mr square. Now what we have find? The value of k. So the value of k comes 3/4. That means the answer is option number 4, which is 3/4. Thank you.
Okay, so the question says that a car starts from rest and accelerates at 5 meter per second square. At t is equal to 4 seconds, a ball is dropped out of a window by a person sitting in the car. What is the velocity and acceleration of the ball at t is equal to 6 seconds? Now this question is very easy if you talk about one axis at a time. So let us talk about x-axis initially, and after the ball is being dropped, we would talk about the y-axis and the velocity in the y-axis. Okay, so as we can see, the car is starting from rest initially and it is moving with a velocity of 5 meter per second square till the time t equal to 4 seconds, the ball is being dropped at 4 seconds. So can we say at t is equal to 0, initial velocity is 0. At t is equal to 4 seconds, I would say v is equal to u plus at, where velocity is equal to initial velocity plus 5 into 4, and that gives me 20 meter per second. Now this velocity is in the horizontal direction or the x direction. Now when I talk about x direction, I would say that the ball is being dropped at t is equal to 4 seconds, and as soon as it is dropped, it would have a velocity of the car which is moving in the x direction, and that velocity is 20 meter per second as we have just calculated. Now moving further, from t equal to 4 seconds to t equal to 6 seconds, what is happening? The ball is moving downwards. So can we say at t equal to 6 seconds, the ball is in the air for the last 2 seconds, and in the y direction it would have an acceleration due to gravity which is acting in the downward direction, in this direction, correct? So can we say that initially velocity in y direction is 0, right? uy plus ay into t. So initially velocity is 0, acceleration is given as 10 meter per second square, and time is given as 2. So can I say this is 20 meter per second, and that is Vy, and this value was Vx. So at t is equal to 6 seconds, can I say the velocity in the x direction is 20 meter per second and the velocity in y direction is again 20 meter per second. So both the velocities are perpendicular to each other. So the net velocity would be the velocity in x direction whole square plus velocity in y direction whole square, and that would give me what? So this value would be under root of 20 square plus 20 square, and that would be 20 root 2 meter per second. So this is the final velocity of the ball at t is equal to 6 seconds. And what would be the acceleration? Acceleration would be in the downward direction, and that is due to gravity. What is the value? It is 10 meter per second square. So looking at the options, we must have 20 root 2 meter per second as the velocity and 10 meter per second square as the acceleration, which is the final answer that we have got. Let us match this answer with the options given in the question. So looking at it, 1 becomes wrong, 2 becomes wrong, 3rd is correct, 4th becomes wrong. Hence the final answer for this particular question becomes option 3, and I hope each and every one of you have understood the question as well as the concept behind this particular question in the solution and the explanation provided to you. Thank you. Okay, so the question says that a uniform rod of length 200 centimeter and mass 500 gram is balanced on a wedge placed at 40 centimeter mark. A mass of 2 kg is suspended from the rod at 20 centimeter and another unknown mass, small m, is suspended from the rod at 160 centimeter mark as shown in the figure. Find the value of small m such that the rod is in equilibrium. So we need to check whether the rod is in equilibrium or not. And we know after learning the complete syllabus of physics, a body is in equilibrium when the net force on it is 0 and the net torque on it is 0. If the body is in equilibrium at any point on the body, we can say the net torque must be 0. Correct? So now let us do one thing. Let us try to match, or let us try to draw the forces that are acting on it. The first force that is acting on 2 kg block is its weight, that is mg, which is equal to 20 Newton. Correct? 20 Newton. The value of m is basically mass, which we need to calculate. And what is the force that is acting downwards? Again mg. The mass of the rod is 500 grams, right? 500 grams. So 500 gram is equal to 0.5 kg into g, which is acting downwards. So this is 0.5 into g. Yes or no? Now, since I said net force must be equal to 0, which is the force that is balancing all the 3 forces acting over here? I would say this is the normal contact force that is being acted on the rod by the pivot, which is balancing all the 3 forces which are acting in the downward direction. So the net force becomes 0. But what about the net torque? If I talk about this particular point, let us say point A, the net torque about point A must be 0 for this particular rod to be in equilibrium. Hence I would say torque about A must be equal to 0, which is equal to, so 20 into 20 centimeter, right? So this is what? 0.2. Correct? Now this is rotating it in the anti-clockwise direction. What about this 0.5 g? This 0.5 g is acting at the mid of the rod, and this mid of the rod is at a distance of how much? 60 centimeter. 60 centimeter. So can I say this is equal to minus 0.5 into g into how much? 0.6. And this mg is also acting in the clockwise direction, that is opposite to the direction of this 2 kg. Hence I would write down minus of mg into 160 to 140. What is the value? What is the value? So it would be 120. So this would be 1.2. Correct or not? So this is also g basically. So can I say all these g's can be cancelled out? So what do we have? We have 0.4 is equal to 5 into 6 is 30, but this is 0.3 plus what? 1.2 m. So can I say the value of m is equal to how much? This is equal to 1 by 12 kg. So the final answer for this particular question is 1 by 12 kg, and let us match the answer that we have got with the options given in the question. So first becomes wrong, second becomes wrong, third is correct, and fourth becomes wrong. Hence the final answer for this particular question becomes option 3, and I hope each and every one of you have understood the question as well as the concept behind this particular question in the solution and the explanation provided to you. Thank you. Okay, so the question says that a uniform conducting wire of length 12A and resistance R is wound up as current carrying coil in the shape of an equilateral triangle of side A, a square of side A, the magnetic dipole moment of the coil in each case respectively R. So can we say that in this particular case, we are given a length of 12A. So initially when we talk about an equilateral triangle, the perimeter of equilateral triangle consisting of sides A, each of the sides as A, can we say of 12A, the number of turns in this particular case would become 12A upon 3A, and that is equal to 4. Correct? And we need to calculate the value of magnetic moment. So magnetic moment is equal to, let us say this is N1. So N1 into I into area 1. So this is equal to 4 into what? Into current into area. Area is what? Root 3 by 4 into A square. And this comes out to be how much? Root 3 into I into A square. I hope this much is understood. Now let us talk about the second part, a square of side A. Now when we talk about a square of side A, I would say the square consisting of all the sides as A, the total perimeter is equal to what? 4A. So the number of turns in this particular case, where I am representing number of turns as N2, is equal to 12A by 4A, and this is what? This is equal to 3. So can I write down the value of magnetic moment over here like this? So magnetic moment is equal to N2 into I into A2. Correct? What is the value of N2? It is 3. What is the value of current? It is I. What is the value of A2? It is A square. So are you able to understand how we have calculated the values? So we have root 3 IA square and 3 IA square as the final answer. Let us match these answers with the options given in the question. So among the options, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and this is correct. So the final answer for this particular question becomes option 4, and I hope each and every one of you have understood this. Thank you. Okay, so the question says that a particle moving in a circle of radius r with a uniform speed takes a time capital T to complete one revolution. Okay, so in this particular question, we are being told that the time period is given as 2 pi r by v, implies v is equal to 2 pi r by t. I hope this much is understood. So we have the value of velocity. Now the next part says that if this particle were projected with the same speed at an angle theta to the horizontal, the maximum height attained by it equals to 4r. The angle of projection theta needs to be calculated. So in this particular question, can we say that when we are talking about the projectile, speed is v and this angle is theta, the maximum height is given as, what is the expression for maximum height? It is u square sine square theta by 2g. So this is equal to v square sine square theta upon 2g. Correct? Yes or no? The value of h is given as 4r. So let me write down over here. So 4r is equal to, what the value of u is? 2 pi r by t whole square into sine square theta whole upon 2g. Yes or no? Now once you have understood this, can I cancel out the common factors from here? What are those? So can I say 2 and 2 gone? Can I say 1 r is also going? So finally, can I write down sine square theta is equal to 2g into t square. So 2g into t square upon pi square into r. Just have a look at this. Now once you are able to understand this, what will be the value of angle of projection? Let me write somewhere over here. So can I say theta is equal to sine inverse, and this would be 2g t square upon what? Upon pi square into r. And this is what? This is to the power of half. Right? So this becomes the final answer. Let us match this with the options given in the question. So this is wrong, this becomes wrong, this becomes wrong, and finally we have option third one, option C, as the final answer for this particular question. I hope you have understood this. Thank you. Okay, so the question says that a step-down transformer connected to an AC mains supply of 220 volt is made to operate at 11 volt and 44 watt lamp. Ignoring power losses in the transformer, what is the current in the primary circuit? Now, can I say that in the case of step-down transformer, I have the voltage being decreased, right? Okay, so here I am having 220 volt, and at this secondary circuit I would be having 11 volt, right? Now, since I know power is equal to V into I, so power in secondary is equal to voltage in secondary into current in secondary. Current in secondary can be calculated from the data given to us, which is 44 is equal to 11 into IS, where IS is equal to what? 4 amperes. Yes or no? Now, once you have this value, you have also the current, which is I of secondary is equal to 4 ampere. Now, you are not knowing this value, which you need to find out. Now, can I say, because there is no power loss, the initial power given in the primary circuit must be equal to the secondary power given to the circuit, taken out from the circuit. So, shall I write down that power in primary is equal to power in secondary? Correct or not? So, this is equal to 220 into current in primary is equal to 11 into 4. Cancel out these values, you will get 20 over here, and current in primary would be equal to 1 by 5, and which is equal to what? 0.2 ampere. So the final answer for this particular question becomes 0.2 ampere. Looking at the options, first becomes wrong, second becomes wrong, third becomes wrong, fourth is correct. Hence the final answer for this particular question becomes option 4, and I hope each and every one of you have understood the question as well as the concept behind this particular question in the solution and the explanation provided to you. Thank you.